Welcome to Islam Platforms, A Day with a Scholar. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Sayyid Muhammad Baqir Al Qazwini. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you for joining us. I have three questions. The first question is, what is the exact message of Imam Hussain?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. The message of Imam Hussain alayhi salam is a message of freedom. Break free from two things. One, from evil tyrants. If you see tyrants who are enslaving you and your nation, rise and say no. Bring freedom to your society. Number two, from your own self. Because most people are enslaved by who? By their own selves. Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam brings a message of freedom. Rise against your own self. Be a true free slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Free yourself from sins, from injustice, from oppression, from any type of wrongdoing. This, in brief, is the message of Imam al-Hussain. Freedom, achieving liberty.
Okay, so the second question is, with Imam Hussain alayhi salam, we also have Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, he's explicitly having messages about Imam Hussain in, for example, Dua al-Nudba. And I was wondering if you could elaborate on that point.
There's a very strong relationship between Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam and Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajah. Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam rose to establish justice. Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajah will continue the justice which Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam rose for. That's why we have a hadith which says Imam al-Mahdi, his government will be established on the 10th of Muharram, which is Ashura. Why that day? So humanity could be reminded that on this day which my grandfather Hussein was killed, in trying to establish justice, don't think that the message of Hussein was killed. On this day it will be continued. So that's why in Dua al-Nudba, which is in honor of Imam al-Mahdi, we always remember the tragedy that happened to Imam al-Hussein. And Imam al-Mahdi is the one who will seek revenge. How will he seek revenge? First of all, by establishing justice, he will seek revenge. Because the enemies of Imam al-Hussein did not want justice. Imam al-Mahdi will tell them, I will bring justice, and that's how I will support the message of my grandfather Hussein. That's why he is called Tharullah, the one who shall seek revenge for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Imam will also seek revenge from those who accept what happened to Imam al-Hussein. If people in our time, they tell you Yazid was a legitimate leader, he was a Khalifa, that means they accept what he did to Imam al-Hussein. Imam al-Mahdi will seek revenge from them. Because the one, Islamically speaking, who accepts the wrongdoing, he will be a partner in that wrongdoing. So we have a beautiful relationship between Imam al-Hussein and Imam al-Mahdi. Imam al-Hussein started the movement of justice. Imam al-Mahdi will continue that movement.
The third question will be, how authentic is Ziyarat Ashura, based on our scholars and also the scholars of Ahl Sunnah?
As for Ziyarat al-Ashura, it is one of the most valuable and amazing visitations, ziyaras that we have for Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam. The origin of the ziyarah is a hadith Qudsi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam narrates this hadith to us. So the hadith is really from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in which Allah said the ziyarah, and He teaches us to say the ziyarah. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam narrates to us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ziyarah. This ziyarah is a very authentic ziyarah. In fact, when you look at the chain of narrators, the sanad of the ziyarah, it is one of the most authentic ziyarahs about Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam that we have. And the message that is contained in the ziyarah is truly amazing. Now, some people have a problem with the ziyarah. Some of our Sunni brothers, or even some of the followers of Ahlul Bayt, might have some reservations about the ziyarah. It is because about the part in which there is la'an on the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt. Now my response to that, just because the ziyarah has la'an does not mean that it's not authentic. Because if you reject the ziyarah because of the la'an, then you have to reject the Quran. The Quran specifically condemns and curses the enemies of Allah and the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt. In Surah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa what does Allah say? إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُؤْذُونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ لُعِنُوا لَعَنَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. Those people who hurt Allah and the Prophet, they shall be cursed in the world and on the Day of Judgment. I ask you, the one who hurt Imam Al Hussain and killed Imam Al Hussain, did he hurt the Prophet? When you kill the grandson of the Prophet, and the Prophet says, Husaynun minni wa ana min Husayn, I'm from Hussain and Hussain is from me. The one who kills Al-Imam Al-Hussain or wrongs Al-Imam Al-Hussain, does he not deserve to be cursed? So the brothers from our Sunni sects, they will say that parts of the ziyarah is okay, in which you are showing your support for Imam Hussain, but we don't accept this part. They don't find that authentic because they have a problem with cursing the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt. But it's actually in the Quran. We can support it from the Holy Quran that everything mentioned in the ziyarah of Ashura is compatible with the Quran 100%.
Then we're going to the fourth question, and there will be actually the last question we have. This question is, what is your message to the youth in the Netherlands?
My message to my respected brothers and sisters in the Netherlands and in Western societies, two things, very briefly. Number one, you have to protect yourselves. Taqwa. Being pious means you are mindful of Allah in everything that you do. Avoid sins, because every sin will harm you, will destroy you. Protect yourself with the best moral attitudes, with the best ethical standards. Without speaking a word, through your actions, show the world how beautiful the message of Ahlul Bayt is, such that when people see you, they are inspired. They are left in awe. What is this faith? What is this leader that these people have? Because they're showing such amazing akhlaq. So this is number one. Number two, we have a big responsibility in our societies to pursue the path of knowledge and the path of working. We have to be the best of the best in everything. This is my message to them. If you're studying to be a professor, I want you to be the best professor in Netherlands. If you want to be a businessman, be the best businessman. You want to be a lawyer, you want to be a doctor, you want to be anything. We have an obligation to be the best of the best, because that's what's required from us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Imams of Ahlul Bayt. The Imam alayhi salam, he says in one hadith, if there is in one village, you have 1,000 people, and one of them is better than you, is more successful than you, has better iman than you, let's say, then you're not my true Shia. The true Shia of the Imams are those who are the best in everything. Allah has given you opportunities here. You have economic opportunities. Alhamdulillah, Allah has given you these opportunities. How can you say Allah thank you? Not only by your tongue, by using the gift which Allah has given you. So if you're not taking advantage of the resources that Allah has given you, of the universities that you have, of the society that you have, of the economic opportunities that you have, then you are failing your faith and you are failing your Lord. The way to say thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to develop a very strong economy for your community. Once you become strong, your families become strong, you become the best of the best, then you will not only be a role model for others in society and invite others to your faith, you can help your brothers and sisters who are suffering in other parts of the world.
This was Islam Platforms, a day with a scholar. See you next time.